Yo, you know it's the first time when you got the most generic countdown ever at the front end of this thing.
Listen.
No shivvy music. No, I mean,
you know, and I meant to ask, like, should we play music? But see, like, when now we're on this YouTube side of things, you know, I know it's a whole different game, you know. I didn't want any smoke.
You gotta use that copyright free music. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but that just, you know, like, that ain't it, bro.
Yeah, like, I hear you. Man,
what's up, y'all? Sounds like recorders.
Yeah.
Hi.
How are you?
Like good. How are you guys?
Hey, can I just
we can bring it in with a chair though. Welcome to Rules to Engagement. Hey,
we can do that. We can do that.
Do that. Back
to school special.
Yes.
Talking about culture before content. Shivy, I want to just out the gate, just you had a telling Instagram post today. The number one reason that teachers quit.
Just straight out the gate with it. Just
on day one, bro.
Day one. Just
day one.
That's how I missed the story. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that one's like a offline conversation for sure. But
absolutely.
You know, but none of us are immune from like real educator life. Like that is the reality, right? Like and it's funny because from the outside looking in, this is the tricky part about social media. Everybody knows it's a highlight reel. You know, people look at you at your school, you with your people, all that, and they, you know, everything looks great. And they're like, oh my God, I wish I had that teacher life. I wish I had that principal life, right? And there's some other realities to that life as well that don't necessarily always get showcased. So I'm not immune to it, right? Like I still got to deal with my teacher stuff sometimes.
Yes. Yes. Do you feel like what you're doing outside of school ever gets you out of? Does that ever buy you favor, or is it just a pain in the ass?
Both. It's both. It's both, and I think that's the hard part about it, right? It's the because not everybody who sees you winning loves to see it.
Yeah,
and so you got to kind of deal with that part of it, right? And so it's kind of, you know, it's balancing that. Listen, I think the other slide to the post should have been be the teacher that roots for teachers.
Is that a new shirt?
I don't know, right? Like, why not?
That could be a shirt. I wear that shirt. Listen, because I'll tell you what, like, even the administration. So we had talked about this a little bit in our meeting yesterday, and I was saying how I'm working on this mural in my classroom, which I want to talk about room decor in a minute, but like, I painted this mural, and all the DMs I got were either, some people said they liked it, but then the backside of that was either my admin would have a heart attack if I did that, or I would get fired if I did that.
Yep.
And so every single one of those person, I screenshotted what my superintendent sent me this long message like, this is incredible. It looks so wonderful. I love that you're doing this. It gives so much energy to the room. And I just sent that screenshot to everybody. That was my response to everybody. I'm like, listen, I worked for the principals and for the admin that were hating on it. And then I've worked now for folks that are like, no, this is awesome. You should do more of this stuff. So what's up with my speakers are being wacky?
Just went echo, like, you know, New York State Lotto is now $10 million. Yep. Chris, hey, I'm hearing that all the sound sounds good on the other side, so it seems like this is good here.
It's working.
Yeah,
I use this platform all the time. I do not use it with other people, really. Like it's like a random thing that I do that. So yeah, man. So how do you want to? What you know, we got no plan for this. This is what we do.
I mean, look, let's hop. I think we should really just hop in and kind of get an update as to, like, you know, what everybody's up to, and then I think there's a couple like, you know, new things happening in kind of the universe of education worthy of conversation that we can definitely tap into. Mo, first, we need you to flex on us about what your life is right now.
Oh yeah, where are you right now?
Everybody knows you're a winner. Okay.
I am in the most happiest place on earth. I'm in Disney World.
Correct.
Hey! What up, Lex? You in the building?
I'm in the building.
And Lex just stole my Disney World thunder.
Yeah, she did. Forget about Disney World. I'm here. I'm always on you. Yeah. So you're in Disney World, right?
Yeah,
so,
I haven't been to Disney since 2023. I know that sounds like crazy, but it's crazy for me.
Okay.
But I'm happy to be here. The kids are having a blast, so it's just everybody's having a good time. We got on Tron yesterday. Oh my God. It's so incredible. Like Disney knocks it out the park. Oh, well, can I say that? I don't know. They knock it out the park when it comes to
pun intended. Now, do you deal with any principal emails while you're trying to walk around in Disney World?
No. So I do it. So I mean, that's the long and short of it. I'm not trying to check my email. First of all, I got like 3 battery packs with me, like 3 battery chargers, because your phone dies so quickly in the parks because you have to use it for the app. But I just use it for like my off days. Like for today, for example, today was a no park day, so I checked my email today just because we're inching closer to the beginning of the school year. So I can't really fully neglect my emails as much as I want to, but not while I'm in a park.
I hear you.
It's not happening.
That's enough.
Shiv, what can you tell people? You told us what you can't tell people earlier, but like how's your beginning of the year going? What's going on with you?
Well, let me say this. I think we are at a place where you're starting to see like the impact of COVID kind of dovetail off. Like, I think we are, let me say this, like knock on some wood, cross my fingers, do all the things, but like it genuinely feels like these kids are more whole, more present, a little, it's a little different than the last 3-4 years have been. And in a way, like these kids are engaging more. Now, let me also say this. Last year was the first year that I was enforcing like a cell phone ban in my classroom. This year, it's like expectation is from the gate. And I don't know if that's the thing, but I swear to you, like this world where these kids have social media and no social skills, this world where these kids like don't know how to, they're like opposed to interacting with other people, and so I'm feeling less of that this year. And so I don't know. I'm just grateful for that. Like that is the best part of my school year so far.
That's good.
I'm curious, like, how did it kick off where you're having such success with the cell phone ban? Like, do kids know the reputation? They heard about it, or are you teaching some of the same kids as last year?
So, funny thing is like I probably in each of my 3 classes have like 2 or 3 kids who I've had before. So I don't even get to like, the other kind of thing. Now, kids know me from afar, but for them, it's like they're just compliant, to be honest with you. I always make this deal with them off the rip, though. I'm like, listen, all right, here's my deal. I need you not to be in your cell phone, but here's my promise. I'm not going to be boring. Like, period. I'm going to be engaging. Like this, I'm not going to be sitting behind my desk with the expectation you're just not on your phone to not be on your phone, right? Like we're going to have real dialogue. We're going to have real conversation, and I'm going to make the 90 minutes that you're in this classroom worth your time. It's really that simple, honestly. And so, and look, it's a couple kids who you still got to remind, but in all fairness, they're not in their phones to be defiant. Literally, they pick their phones up out of habit.
And addiction.
Swear to God. Swear to, like addiction. Yeah. I don't know whatever it is on addiction. Yeah. They got a habit of being on that phone. And so it's just real natural. So for them, I have to be like, bro, you really can't have it on the desk, because if you do, like, second nature, you're gonna pick it up. And I know you ain't trying me. It's just what we do, I tell them like, bro, I bet you my screen time is worse than all of y'all's. Guaranteed. My screen time is worse than all of y'all's, right? So like I have to respect it as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't ask them to do something that I ain't doing. And I'm not unreasonable. I'm like, yo, if your mom hit you, it's some emergency, just be like, hey, bro, I need to go in the hallway, take this call. I ain't got no issue with that. But we're not going to be nose down in the phone, AirPod in, not tuned in to the conversation that's going on. And like, you're missing it, you know?
Yeah.
So, I think they all get it. A couple him and haw, but for the most part, I swear it's like honestly easy. Here in APS, we're doing it district wide. So where I get to be a board member, I got to enforce it district wide, right? So like we're doing it. It seems to be positive feedback. Like kids are discovering that like there's other people around and they're kind of cool.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
Yeah. What a novel idea.
What? You know, talk to fuck. I don't know. So yeah, so like kids are getting to be like, oh man, like see the humanity in each other again. And I think for a lot of them, I think they literally get it. I think everybody I think there's a general understanding, if we're all being honest, like, yo, we're in our phones too much, bro.
Yeah.
We're in our phones.
It's almost like a reset.
Yes. I'd say it's a disconnect to reconnect.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe that's a new t-shirt.
Ooh.
Write that down.
Setting the culture before content.
Right? Right?
Yeah. Lex, what are you up to?
What am I?
I got to ask 15 questions about that, but I'm going to try not to.
I am up to a lot of things, but I am back to work.
What?
Well, one of my works. I am curriculum writing. So in the summer, yeah, I am curriculum writing. So I'm writing curriculum for K to and first grade, primary, ELA. So that's what I'm working on.
Okay.
Nice.
How
Yes.
is that something you've done before? Is this new for you? Like, what's the deal?
Yeah, I usually do it every summer.
Okay.
Yeah, I like to, dibble and dabble and like know what I'm doing before I kind of start. That's one of the reasons why I enjoy it. But I also like to be able to write from a classroom teacher's perspective. And our district is dope that it allows like educators, coaches, district personnel all work on different teams. So we all work together to write it. And sometimes classroom teachers often get left out of that process. So it's nice to, help out from a classroom teacher's perspective.
Yeah.
Nice.
For sure. That's huge because it's like, I feel like that stuff is always created. I just was talking to a guy yesterday who I'm mentoring, and he was saying that they got a new curriculum, but he was like, it doesn't seem like anything anyone would teach. And I'm like, bro, because people that are doing that stuff they're not teachers. They're like, they like work for a textbook company, man.
Yeah. And I mean, a lot of it is textbook company. I'm not going to hold you. It's kind of just like mapping it out, which is problematic too, in a sense, because these companies ain't about that life. But I just try to make it work. So.
Yeah. I wonder if we had the opportunity to like wave a magic wand, have our own K-12 situation, right? Like, what would we do different?
Gosh, that's such a big thing to start with. I'll tell you what, Shiv, like when I even think of, one year I decided I wasn't going to do desks, right? I got rid of all my desks in my room, right? And I was just going to do like kind of like a flexible seating, but like cool kind of a thing. That was my idea. And dudes couldn't handle it. They came into class like they didn't know how to operate because we don't have like where are the desks and why are they not in rows right now?
Right.
And I realized I had to like start with desks and rows and seating charts. Because it was, especially for ninth grade, like they're coming from like 8 years of
walking in lines.
Yes.
And when you stop doing it, right? Like, I don't know how many teachers I've talked to that will tell me that when I do activities. So like this year, I have this activity we're going to do. I don't know if kids are going to watch this because they watch stuff now. All the new kids were watching my stuff already. So I don't want to ruin it, but you can't get into my room on the first day. right? I want to do this thing where it's like an activity, like a team activity that you got to do to gain access to the room, kind of an idea, right? And so, but my son keeps going because he was with these dudes last year. He goes,
yeah,
there's a lot of knuckleheads in that class. I don't know if they're going to do it. And
they're going to be trying not to get into the class.
Yeah. He's like, it's just like, sometimes things are too different. So when you ask that question, that's where my mind immediately goes, is like, what can kids, how much change could they handle? And how much stuff is like the same. So I don't know.
No. Principal, what do you think for your school? Wait, but also Mo is dope. So how do you create the world that you wish you had in your school?
I just wish that, like, the one thing that pains me, and I know this is strange coming from an administrator, but if we could just not worry about test scores, like if we could just like worry about like enriching experiences that are going to make students whole, as opposed to them taking a test and then putting that anxiety. Like that puts a lot of anxiety on kids. Like, there's some kids that they can knock it out the park. There's some kids they would knock it out the park if they were less anxious. Like, I even just think about my own kids who they know everything there is to know about anything, but like when they take this test, they're like in tears and just completely anxious, and it just places the wrong type of pressure on them. And it's like, is that really good for them or not? And that is my philosophical struggle that I have with testing.
Yeah.
We have definitely got into a place in America where we feel like we can like test our way to success. And it is an absolute farce. Like that's not even how it works. Like the country number 1 in the world for education is Finland. Finland does 2 things we don't do. A, it is illegal to have education for profit. Okay, so that means everybody's going to the public schools. Okay, and B, they have one standardized test for all 12 years. One, and they're ranked top in the world. Like, now, granted, homogeny and all the other things that they got going on over there, that's very different than America. But the reality is, it's like and I got to be real, man. It was like the Obama era that it really ramped up, that we got so focused on like testing. And it's not the answer. Like there are no answers in testing. And the messed up part is we don't even test to be able to like correct and do better. We test and you're not remediating anything. Like it just,
because you can't.
They move on.
You want to the new cohort.
So
like
you go on.
You just go on. Yeah. So the data is not even usable.
Yeah. But I offer to you, if we didn't have all the private schools and all the other things that we have in our education system throughout America, and all of our kids really ran in the same race, it would look a lot different.
But also something that Finland does differently when they start their kids out, a majority of their learning is play-based. They learn about being a good community member to the classroom, to the space. They spend a lot of time outside, like learning things, in real context in life. They spend pretty much like, I think the first like 1 or 2 years playing.
Yeah.
That's like
isn't that funny
kind of energy.
Yeah.
For real. And we've got so far away from that. Like when I was in first grade, it was like in 1942, when I entered first grade, it was I remember learning like
1942
basic math. You learn like your alphabet, you would learn certain words, but there wasn't so much stuff. And isn't it? I always think it's so funny. There's all this stress on elementary age kids that we're trying to catch up to, like, it's always to other countries, right? It's like, but then when we get to high school, it just drops off. Like all the except for the testing, right? There's no like it's fake academic rigor all the time, right? And so can we, I think one is like letting teachers just rip. Like if you have like let teachers teach students instead of teaching just content. And so what do your students need in that class, and saying yes to teachers more than no. And then I think after that is holding teachers to a higher level of accountability. Bro, if you're just trying to talk at kids for a whole period and then they're just going to answer questions on a piece of paper that they can look up on ChatGPT is a waste of time.
Facts.
Like, make learning an experience, right? Like, I think kids, my friend Becky Schnexer says that kids in her science class are scientists. That's what they do.
Yeah.
So they're like not learning science. We're being scientists. And I think it's having that shift of energy, I think changes a lot of things too. What about for the younger kids, Lex? What would you say to that?
I would say that, you know, what we're noticing now is there's a lack of ability for kids to do some basic like things where they're coming in, being able to be a little bit more independent, where they can, you know, open their lunchbox or hang up their things or unzip their jackets, or just playing with kids without completely melting down. There's that component of how to get along a little bit and how to, you know, communicate in a effective way so that everything's not a meltdown. But it's important that we, you know, there's joy embedded into everything that we do, and play as well. So there is a part of teaching that needs to be explicit, because that's how the brain works and that's how the brain learns. So there has to be those foundational skills built in, but it doesn't mean it has to be boring or not joyful. So I think a lot of the misconception is that teaching has to be boring or not filled with joy. Like they're not learning if they're having fun, and that's like not. Yeah, it's not true. So I think we have to do a better job of how we're being intentional about embedding joy as a practice and getting to know where our kids are academically, where they are socially and emotionally, and making that time to make that connection first. And that's what this is all about today. So that's a great segue into our game. But I think that we really need to think about how we're starting the school year off with these intentional practices so that we're carrying them through the whole year and not just doing an icebreaker and then calling it a day.
Ice what?
Icebreaker.
Breaker.
All right, y'all. So now it's time for our game. Keep it or kick it. Okay.
Oh, all right.
You're gonna play that sound, Shibby.
Yeah.
Keep it or kick it. So we are off to a new start, a new school year in the lands of all things education. So y'all, this is for beginning of year. You either gonna keep it or you're gonna kick it. You ready?
Yes.
Decorating your whole classroom before the kids arrive. Are you keeping it or are you kicking it?
Keep it.
Keep it.
Shiz?
Yeah.
Hey,
So first of all, his classroom was decorated from the year prior. So
he's got all that 2025 stuff.
You sound like something I've heard before. You know, I don't know.
Listen, he doesn't have. There's no 2026 stuff.
2026 decor. It's giving 2025.
I'll tell you what. If my man wasn't spending his lunchtime at these 5-star restaurants, you know, Michelin star over here, maybe have some time to decorate his classroom.
Come on, baby.
He was like, "Yeah, we back, and the room is fully decorated already."
He started the day at 8:05 with his classroom.
Let me tell you something, man. Listen. My classroom is being built upon, right? Like,
and I like that. I agree. We shouldn't have to take everything down to.
So that's the thing, right? Like too many teachers, they have to do that fake thing where they take everything down for the summer because they're going to paint this summer, and then they never do. No. And then you end up.
I explicitly say you got to take this down because we have to paint, but it's only select groups.
Like, let me have some patina on my room. Like, it's like I stopped taking stuff down, and I just left. But I have
teachers, they want to do what you do, CJ, where they just want to paint themselves. They're like, I want to do it, and I'm like, all right. I mean, that's what you want to do.
Because then I get to pick my colors, and I got like paint that's going to complement my couch color, and I painted my bookshelves and stuff. Like, I wanted to look.
mad at Martha Stewart. I don't whatever. I'm like, do you need the guy? They're like, no, the guys don't have to worry about that. They can focus on what they got to focus on. I want to do it.
Yo, I literally have like every wall in my room covered. In all fairness, there we go. They're covered with flags that represent my students. Now the flags up front are some of mine, but for sure. Right. My father was a member of the Black Panther Party, so that's why I have that. Some real deep American history connected with Morocco, and it helps me to tie the Hispanic and Black American experience together. So I have those conversations. We already know what the BLM is. You know?
The Moors.
Yeah. You know it, right? That's a Blackfoot Indian flag there. But all across my room, I ask my kids every year in the beginning of the year, hey, as you look around this classroom, do you see yourself represented? Right. And if you don't, let me know. Right. So this year, 2 kids, a kid from Laos and a kid from Cuba, both said, they don't see themselves represented. So because I don't have any more wall space, now I'm hanging them like from the ceiling, right? So and kind of staggering them around. So I ordered a Laos flag and I ordered a Cuban flag, and so that's what we do.
Representation.
Yeah. And I teach, by the way, I teach ethnic studies, so I kind of it's kind of on theme.
Yeah, nice.
All right, next question, y'all.
Real quick, let's take a look at the average high school classroom.
Oh Lord, it's giving a sane asylum.
Yeah.
It's like that for real though. Like, yo,
but it is like that for real.
Teachers are trash. And that's coming from a high school teacher. Okay?
Yeah.
So like
we know our own.
I'm talking to my own.
Up all year.
Bro,
Anywho, next question.
Hit it, Lex.
Icebreakers games with the staff.
Nah, man.
Oh, kick it. No.
Kick it.
Kick it.
No,
I don't like it. No manufactured fun.
Mo is gonna keep them.
Not icebreakers. Team building activities.
Nah, bruh.
Now, but Mo, do you have a band? Like, do you have one that you think is great every time?
See, I mix them up so much. Like, I don't really repeat them. But usually we try to do activities where they have to like work together and like as a team to like achieve some goal. But one that we did,
these people, Mo.
Listen, but then y'all get midway through the year. I don't even know half these people. Who are they? What are their names? Then it's like that complaint. So I'd much rather not hear that complaint than just hear you complain in the beginning. That's it. But there's one though that's affirming. It's called "I've Got Your Back." So we did it at the end of our in-service last year, and so we had like paper plates on a string, and then everybody wrote their name in the middle of the paper plate, and they just walked around with the paper plate like like you hang it like a necklace, but you put the paper plate on your back, and then people wrote positive affirmations or like positive things about you on your paper plate, and so then like every teacher had the paper plate hanging up somewhere in their room all school year.
I would be afraid.
So like we came up with some clear guidelines because we have some people that like to play and they like to joke because they think they're funny.
Yeah.
So we were like, no, don't write nothing crazy. Don't write, So, but everybody wrote something very positive. Like you would think you would be afraid. I would be afraid, and everybody wrote something nice.
All right, y'all. Nice. Next question. Right. Teacher dress code or professional?
Yo, I think it depends on the teacher. Some of these folks need a dress code
because they don't know what presentable is. That's what it sometimes is given.
The sound.
Because sometimes like people will wear clothes that are like cute, but it don't fit right. It don't fit for their body. It looks crazy. Y'all know it do.
Yeah.
Dude, like, look.
That's a kick it or keep it.
It depends on your school. I think it depends on the individual. Because there's times that like I know I've got
smart answer.
Yeah.
Well, I would say keep it, but I say no butts, no bats, no cracks.
Oh, okay.
I like that.
Oh, and straps. No, wait, it's no butts, no backs, no straps, no cracks.
Okay.
I like
I,
it.
I ain't gonna cap. Like, I will say this: I get tried about hats. Right? I get tried about the hats.
So yeah, like no, like I have teachers, like male teachers that wear hats in the school, and like some like older individuals will be like, well, why do they have a hat on? And mind you, I don't even realize they got on hats. Like I'm not paying attention to that. That doesn't bother me. I think it's a generational thing.
I agree.
But I just think that there should be we should maintain a respect level of ourselves and other people to be presentable. Like that's what it should be. But some people don't always grasp that.
I don't know, but I will say this too. Like there's something about if you really teaching, you on your feet, you know, you're up, you know, you're really moving, you're giving it. Like I be like back sweating while I'm up teaching, man, right? Like we're exerting some energy. I'm on my feet like I'm working the dang register at Walmart or something. Ain't no sitting down when I'm up there, right? But so I'm gonna wear my sneakers and what have you. Like if you leave it up to me, my teacher uniform is like cargo pants and a t-shirt and some sneakers.
And a sombrero.
Yeah.
And a sombrero.
Yeah, I had a male teacher. His uniform was a polo shirt, khaki pants, chinos or whatever, and just like sneakers.
But see, that's on code though. You know what I mean? Like, there's I don't know.
T-shirt sometimes, but that's what.
What about leggings?
Oh, see, now I ain't gonna get into the woman conversation. I'm gonna let y'all.
I don't think they're not comfortable for me. So.
The way my package is set up, I don't know. I don't know about that one.
Mo, do you let girls wear leggings?
Yeah, I just because I understand like primary people. I say like dress to the level of comfortability for the grade that you teach or what you teach. Whatever you teach should match what you wear. So if you are not the PE teacher, you are not looking like the PE teacher. If you are not the art teacher, I don't expect the art teacher to come in a 3-piece suit because you're teaching art. You're going to get your stuff dirty. Like, do what makes sense. But at the same time, you should not. I just say you just shouldn't be looking like you're cleaning your house on Saturday.
Yeah, like be grown. Like act like like it's when folks just I don't know. Yeah.
These are all real things that I've said. Anybody can confirm it.
Yeah, I love it.
All right, last one.
What you got?
Back to school bulletin boards. Keep it or kick it.
All right, guilty. Guilty. Yo, I was looking at my bulletin board today and I was like, yo, it has sunburn. Like,
the paper game. So here's a pro tip for you, Shivy, because I know you're in high school. You get some spandex fabric.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's your background, and then
no, that's the thing. I have a fabric background. It has lived
what kind of
life.
fabric?
So how long have you not changed your bulletin board?
Bro, I don't think I have changed that bulletin board since I've been in that classroom. Right?
Me either.
And in all fairness, let me say this. Let me say this though. It's like laminated posters that I got from the like Fed Reserve that are like all about like economics facts or something like that. And so it's just a bunch of them kind of on my bulletin board, and that's it. Like that's what my bulletin board is. I've not touched it or anything. But now I was looking at it, and after the commentary was made about I got that 2025 going and I need that new, right? I was like, you know what? There's some truth in all the hate, right? There's always some truth in the hate. All right, there's always some truth in the hate. Yeah, you gotta be honest with you. Like, damn, that bulletin board been up there since Christian.
Pretty sad.
99.
It's been since the 99 and the 2000s. It's time to do something about this. So I feel convicted about my bulletin board. I just don't know what I want to do.
Just put student work.
I'm in high school, bro. Like they don't turn in
Chromebooks. Yeah, they use everything.
They don't Canva. Like
they gotta print it out.
No, I don't do bulletin boards.
Maybe I take like classroom.
I hate bulletin
boards.
Put
pictures up on the board. or something.
Yeah, that's always nice. Like posting pictures of them doing stuff.
Oh,
like
yeah.
like that's always nice.
That's I'm thinking that might be the vibe. Like whatever the thing is we're doing, the last unit, whatever. I'm gonna once we do our intro unit on identity, I think what I'm gonna do is take a bunch of pictures.
But that's nice.
And then every unit, I'm gonna keep refreshing it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna keep refreshing.
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna remind you too.
Yes.
I'm gonna put a kid in charge. Send you a calendar invite, actually.
Yeah, and put a kid in charge for sure. But I will listen. I'm gonna take some advice from my elementary school veterans over here on like how to do the background in a way where like I don't have to, I want that to be sustainable. So I need
a bit
and fire, right?
Well,
like
better than
you need like spandex or like jersey material where it doesn't fade.
I had some like canvas material up there, and that was not the choice.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
That was
it's gonna fade a little bit.
It did, big time. It looks real crunchy.
Man, good game, y'all. Good game.
DJ, do you have bulletin boards? Because
yo, the new room has 4 of them. And so
wait, what grade are you teaching? 5th?
I'm teaching 10th and 11th.
Oh, you're high school.
So I'm not doing like so in my old school I had a collage of all kinds of stuff that we talked about, from street art to music to books to things in the news, and I would just print out colored pictures and I make these really sick collages, and that was fun because then I would do like string, like it looked like a murder mystery, like red string coming off it with a little label on the end, so everything was labeled as we talked about it. But I don't know if I want to do that again. The only bulletin board I've ever seen, I saw 2 that were cool. One was at a school in Miami called Slam Charter School, and someone did a Frida Kahlo picture, and they made her hair like coming off of it and stuff, and it was sick. And then I saw another one a friend of mine had, but she's at a Christian school, and it was prayer requests. So what kids do, you're something going on in your life you need a prayer about, you write it on this little piece of paper, you tack it up there, and then if people pray over it, they put a little X on there in a color. So when you come back that people have been praying for you. And I thought that was a really beautiful idea. I don't know if you could figure that out for public school in some way, shape, or form, but it's like, things I just need like people to hope for or something like that even. But I thought that was such a beautiful idea.
A wall of hope.
Because you have concerns and you don't have to put your name on there, so no one knows whose it is. But then you can go back and people you don't even see or know are thinking about you or praying for you. I thought there was something really beautiful about that. And so that was cool.
Nice.
That's dope. I like that. I have this double door like next to my classroom where I did like this Kobe and Gigi thing years ago. And it's life too. It's time to come down. So I'm like, that's another thing I'm trying to figure out. Like what would be another cool thing to do there? I don't know if I want to do the whole draw people situation. That's
a lot of work.
It's so much work.
You need to enlist you, but that's the thing, you have high school kids, like enlist them. Can't you give them like service learning hours or something?
I was
thinking
don't earn
like service hours.
I want like a photo op kind of backdrop situation out of it. I just don't know what that looks like. I was kind of in my mind like I don't want to do grass wall, but like definitely like some type of like
something like that.
Yeah, flower wall, something textured, something where like kids would want to come and take pictures, or I can interview kids and make content outside of it, like that kind of thing. So, but it's doors, so I'm open to the y'all do this.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. So we are back to school, but I got another question for y'all. So 2 things. 1, how could educators, teachers, admin, how do we set the culture before content? And what is something we can do to kill the culture?
I'm going to hold my breath on this one first because I already got it.
Go ahead, Mo.
I feel like I keep talking first every time. I'm trying to.
I got the same shit. I'm going to throw it to Mo. Nah, it's on you, Mo.
It's on you.
Well, I mean, setting the culture before content. I mean, for where I sit, is modeling what that looks like. So from the professional learning to the theming. So you guys are talking about like bulletin boards and decorating. We make sure that that's done so that teachers know that they are cared for in a way that it's like we made this space look nice for you, so then we want it to look nice for students. So for me, it's always about modeling what I would like to see, because I should never be above anything that I'm asking anybody to do in my school. Period.
Wait, you're doing
So
bulletin boards for your teachers?
I do bulletin boards, I do balloon displays, I do all
She
that
do
stuff.
characters.
And if
Yo.
I don't do it, I can like get a parent. I get like parents to help me. Like right now, I have like we call them youth workers, but like kids who are in high school that are working over the summer, so they're helping me get some stuff done. So like just making sure that like teachers know that like we really want this environment to be warm, caring, and inviting. And this is, if you don't know what to do, here's a model. So like there's a model like pretty much everywhere of what it should look like. And then also what I'm doing for teachers is having all the bulletin boards covered with that fabric. So when they come in, all they gotta do is put their stuff up. Like, this one little thing to help them, like, just get ready for the upcoming school year.
And that's how it's like trust and like support, actionable support, and not just lip service. So that's amazing. Okay,
there was a real quick. There was a suggestion to call it a well wishes wall.
Oh, well wishes wall.
I like the alliteration, like that. WWW well wishes wall. That's good. I like that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm reading comments and I can't multitask.
What do you think admin or like people at the top can do to kill culture from the beginning?
Oh, be horrible. I mean, like there's no other way.
Horrible.
Not feeding your teachers on the first day. Like you gotta feed them. Like you gotta give them the food. Like they forgot their lunch. It's about coming back. At least give a little breakfast. A little lunch, a little something. Like I feel like food makes my staff happy. So I know if I get food, they're going to be excited.
Okay.
Or at least relieved that they don't. That's one less thing they have to worry about. My staff is very, like, a lot of them, their love language is acts of kind. Not, what is it called? Acts of service. Yeah. And so getting them lunch and getting them food, that's what they like.
Nice.
We love.
I love it.
So don't be horrible, y'all.
Shiv, what about you?
Yeah.
Yo, like a culture killer for me is like when you come in on first day and everybody's telling you what you can't do. And what you should do.
Like the admin's telling you what you can't do?
Yeah. Like when it's like legit, like almost like you go into a teacher's class and like all they're doing is talking about rules and regulations on day one.
That's it.
Right.
And even with kids too.
No, like literally with kids too, right? Like literally with kids too. I'm gonna get into that, but like for me, the culture killer is to like you come in and it's like, yeah, my expectation is this, and my expectation is this, and you're not gonna do this, and you're not gonna do that, and da. And it's just like, so where's the part where I get inspired? Mm-hmm. Where is the part where I feel I get ignited inside to give more to you in this job, in this building, and to the outcomes that are going to deem you credible for a renewal of your contract or not? What part of this are you going to like legit, start focusing on inspiring somebody, making somebody feel good about being here? And I think that part gets lost for a lot of administrators. You start, and this is what I know. If your administrator is like starting to come down on you and it ain't really just them. It's coming down from above them, right? Yeah. And so this is the problem with education. Education is a big game of CYA. It's a big game of CYA. The superintendent is trying to keep the board happy. The deputy superintendents are trying to keep the superintendent happy. The area superintendents and the area specialists or whoever is trying to keep the deputy superintendents happy. The principals are trying to keep those people happy. The assistant principals are trying to keep all the people happy. And then the teachers got to smile and put some lipstick on the ugly. Right. And that's the dynamics of education in real life. And it's honestly, it's kind of tough because at some point you wish that somebody had the courage to be like, yo, enough is enough. We're going to actually do what's right and stay focused on the right thing instead of like the perception that everything is like all good when when it might not be. It's like, okay, some things just are not. But I think like we start getting so draconian, we start getting so regimented, we start getting so robotic, we start getting so like, you know, you start treating teachers like they're a AI chat box. I put this input, I expect this output, and if I get otherwise, then you know I don't even express humanity in how I try to correct you. It's, you know, we need some healing in the dynamics of education right now.
But the world's not friendly. Right. So I feel like this is the feedback. Yeah. It's like, but the world's not friendly. My job's not to have fun. It's to teach you. Right. It's to make sure that you know the stuff you need to know. And that is so counterintuitive. It's like, it's not counterintuitive. It's like,
it is.
It doesn't,
but
it doesn't.
It's
help.
counterproductive.
Yeah.
It's counterproductive.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So Shiv, how do you change culture then? How do you put it before content every year?
I think, you know, for me personally, it's just making the choice to do what's right. Like, period. Like, I haven't started talking content with my students yet, and I'm not going to start talking content with my students until Thursday, right? Like, and today I asked my kids, I was like, yo, all right, look, we on day 2. By a show of hands, they got 4 classes per day. We're on block schedule. I'm like, how many of your teachers took the time to like build and foster relationships with you?
What was that answer?
Oh, a lot of them, it was like 1, and I knew what that meant, right? And then a lot of them, it was like 2, right? But definitely very few 4s, very few 3s, right? And that's problematic for me. And I asked the question because of this. Like, as a board member, so during my little planning period or whatever, I left my school to go visit schools in Atlanta. I went to Carver High School. And, you know, I'm going on a board member tip, just showing up or what have you to show face at the schools and see what's going on. And I'm hopping in the class, and I ain't gonna lie, teachers are going like, they in content. They're straight in content. I'm talking about, they got kids reciting stuff back the whole 9 yards. And I'm like, how long we been in school? Day 2. I'm like, did these kids come from summer school or something? Like, how do we? Dang, okay. Yeah. And so that made me go back to my school and reflect with my kids, like, yo, how many teachers are actually like straight jumping into content day 1, day 2? Right. And what is the consequence of that? So if anybody has the time, go watch a live that I posted from in my class today. My kids literally talked. It was that moment that I asked those kids that question, and they talked about how some teachers didn't foster relationships and how that was harmful to how they felt about the class, felt about the teacher. Like it wasn't helpful. And so, you know, to all the teachers out there, if you're not in school yet, you didn't have a chance to mess it up yet, here's my recommendation, right? Yo, take the time to get to know your kids as individuals before you start getting into the content. And by taking the time, that doesn't mean a piece of the first period that you sit down with these kids. Like, take the period. Take the period. Yeah. Take the period. Talk to the kids, and especially the older kids, I would say, right? Because, man, life be lifing for a lot of them. I know for my kids, it's real. A lot of them spend all summer babysitting, all summer looking out for siblings. They ain't get to go vacation and go get flued out and all of this stuff, right? So, like, really get to talk to these kids and understand, like, what motivates them. I asked my kids one important question. In my whole getting to know you thing, I asked my kids, I said, how many of you feel like you have a place to go or an adult in the building that you can like go to? And I can't tell you how many kids didn't have their hands raised.
Yeah.
And that for me was telling.
Yes. So one thing that I've seen done in the school is a connection map, like having a picture of every single child in the building, and then saying, okay, these kids, or like not every single one, these are the kids. We did a survey. They said they don't feel connected to any adult. And then adults are thoughtfully saying, we're going to build a relationship with these kids because we know it's science. Like, we have to be connected to something for us to truly care about it and for us to truly learn it. So, and also kids come to school, kids want to be more engaged once they have a person that they're connected to. Because a lot of times you could be that teacher that they're showing up for. They're not showing up for lunch. They're not showing up for your friends. They may be showing up just to see their favorite teacher every day, and you don't know that. So just making sure that you have that relationship, because that's exactly why they show up.
Yeah, we used to do that activity. So I saw someone do it in a different respect, but then my staff started doing it where we would put all the kids' names on a spreadsheet, right? So the whole 9th grade, put all the kids' names in a spreadsheet. And then anybody you have a great relationship with, you put like a certain symbol, like maybe it's an X next to their name, right? Like these are like your kids that come in like first day right away. They're coming in to see you. They come and check in before they leave for the day, all that stuff. And then you would put a different symbol. So maybe it was an O for kids that you have like a pretty good relationship. Like if someone needed to reach out to them, you got it. And it was so telling when everybody goes through and you start seeing kids that are getting all the love and the kids that are getting like way flying under the radar.
Right.
And then what we do is divide them up. And I would take like, our school was pretty small. I would take like 5 students and I'm like, I'm going to intentionally make a connection with these kids. Yes. Or what I used to do is if they were freshmen, I'd get like the really cool seniors and be like, yo, Akil, like, come here. This kid over here is Jeremy. All I want you to do is say what's up to him in the hallway if you see him in the hallway. And they loved it. They'd be like, bet, I'll say it. And now that freshman has a senior being like, yo, what's up? What's up, Jeremy? How you doing?
Now he's him.
Yeah,
he's him.
Right? You don't have to be his friend. You don't have to eat lunch with him. But now Jeremy feels seen all of a sudden, and not by a teacher, by someone who's awesome, who they think is awesome anyway, right? It changes everything. And it's that simple little thing when we do put connection with those kids first. So in our class, look, I'll say, I ask my own kids this every year. And gosh, I hope their teachers don't watch this. But I asked them last year, I said, yo, what did your teachers do? Every year I ask them, what do your teachers do on the first day? Every single class, we read the syllabus and we go over the rules, right?
Yeah.
And my son he's like, what do you do? Right? So what do you do? So now I'm going to teach my own kids this year, right? My son is like, he can't wait for this stuff. But
that's so cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So I go, I said, I start off by telling kids, I'm excited to be here. I love this stuff. And I'm so happy you're here. Right. And then I talk about the year like it's a movie trailer. Like, these are the things we're going to do. These are the kind of projects we're going to do. These are the speakers I have lined up to come into the classroom and stuff. And like, we're not just staying in the room. These are all the places we're going to go and things. It's like getting kids excited like it's a movie trailer. Because I can't imagine, when you start with what you can't do, you don't go anywhere where they tell you that. If you went on a date with someone and they were like, listen, I'll go out with you.
Imagine that.
But I'm not eating. Yeah, I don't eat Chinese food. I don't watch Marvel movies. I don't do that. Where are we even going now? Like, I don't even want to hang out with you.
I don't even like you, sis.
Yeah. So start with, and you don't even have to go full tilt and be explosive with that. But starting with, yo, I'm so thrilled you're here, and this is going to be the shit this year. Like, let's do it.
Yeah.
That just changes everything. And now, like you said, Shiv, you don't have to you're not in your phone, but I'm not going to be boring, right? I'm trying every day. So I think the culture killer is just folks that start with all the stuff you can't do, because what you're doing is leading out of fear instead of out of love. You're starting with that idea of, listen, I don't want anyone to take advantage of me, so I'm going to tell you all the stuff you're not allowed to do. Stop policing the room, bro. Like start it with joy, and I swear you'll have a better outcome than you would otherwise.
I want to pull in some of the comments that we got from Instagram. Otherworldly Snell said, so no expectations on day one? I
don't do any expectations. Now, I don't teach little kids either. So I think if you teach little ones and you got to run the game, like tell them what the game is, that makes sense. But I tell kids all the time, I only have one rule in my classroom anyway, right? Which is give respect, get respect. I don't do rules, right? Because unless you were raised by wolves, right? Like, even if you had bad parents, even bad parents tell you how to act.
Be careful what you ask for.
But,
no, like,
yeah.
No, I agree. Go ahead, Mo.
No, I said that makes sense. Or like what we do, like in elementary or even middle school, is like co-creating agreements. Like, these are the agreements that we are going to do in our class classroom community. Like that's something that, yes, our kids collectively create their rules or their expectations or their agreements for their classroom. So it's not like I say, hey, here are all the classroom rules, teach the kids. No, they like say, we're going to share, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And they talk about what they're going to do, and then they all agree, and then they sign an agreement, and it's supposed to stay in the law.
Yep. I have 2 rules in my classroom. Number 1, no cell phones. Number 1, no cell phones. Okay. Number two, if you're really an alpha man, your job is to create space, not take space. So if you have the opportunity where a young lady is trying to speak at the same time as you, I ask young men to take the opportunity to take a step back, allow the young lady to be heard, right? Protect space for her. And then just understand, if you really get alpha man, you will have time, right? You're not fighting for time. And so I had that conversation with my boys because I tried to get them to realize how much space we as men take up innately and naturally, and how we have to be intentional about thinking about, are we protecting space for everybody to be heard? And those are my only 2 rules. I don't like hand raising. I like free flowing thought and conversation. I tell my kids, like, there's not more need to hear my voice than to hear yours.
Facts.
Period.
Yep.
Period. Like, so on day 1, yeah, you're going to hear me ramble off and talk about myself and all of that. Because also, this is the thing my kids said explicitly today. With this generation, respect is not given, respect is earned.
Period.
And that is just the reality, right? I don't the old adage of respect huge elders and all of that stuff.
I say,
that ain't real with these COVID babies. That ain't real with them. Okay, so you legit as a teacher, and it's my advice to my first year teachers. I know we got some first year teachers in the chat. You, at least for the olders, I'm not going to speak for the littles. I teach high school. Let me be very clear about that because it is a different world. But I'm going to speak to mine. I'm going to say middle school. I'm going to go 5 to 12, right? 6 to 12, 6 to 12. You should tell your kids a little bit about who you are as a human.
Yes.
Before getting into anything else. Nobody cares. These kids don't care to hear from you unless they feel like they can trust you. And we don't trust people we don't know, right? And so by me on day 1, I give my kids honestly like my adult life story for the most part, right? And I'm very explicit with them about losing a child to premature birth at 24 and a half weeks, about losing my son, about going to college and getting on 106 in Park and dropping out because I think I'm going to be a millionaire rapper, right? Like about moving to Atlanta and being broke and living off of selling my CDs, but not making enough money to keep my lights on all the time, right? Like I'm having these conversations with my kids. And at the end of the day, when they see where I am today, by the end of the story, the credibility and the validity I have and credibility I have with my students is infallible. And it's why for the last 4 years at my school, I've been voted most inspirational teacher by the students every single year. Those kind of things, like I think, make it where you don't have to do classroom management with young people because they respect
you already built culture, and the culture are the roots of the tree. So a lot of the times, some educators, some people are building houses with fancy kitchens and all the optics without the tangible evidence of those roots being dug deep into that soil. So we gotta think about the humanity first, because everything in this world is trying to tear that away. And we have to look at that first. And honestly, when you do that work, and it's hard work and it's love and it's, critical hope, but when you do that work, then the learning can come. And at the end of the day, if kids don't trust you and they're not connected, they don't feel safe, they're not going to learn from you. And that's just brain research. So exactly. And Maslow got his theory from a native tribe who actually the focus was you reach self-actualization, but the real part was community.
Yes. No one talks about that part.
It made it about himself, but the real is how we support the community and how do we create community success. So that's often left out, those hierarchy of needs. But at the end of the day, when we take care of community, we can lead with love and purpose and joy, and we can get through those hard times together, because teaching is hard. But we can also, flourish. Oh, yes. But I think that, we gotta, once you do it, like, your kids are going to respect you. They're going to, you don't need to give all these rules, because the community is going to take care of itself. So, and teachers be scary. I know. You like,
boy, ain't we?
My come in and I'm not on day 2 of the pacing guide is crazy. Like, that's something that's a culture killer for me, is when people are, not seeing the humanity in our kids, in the educators, and then you're slamming these things, and then you mad when the scores are trash because you set us up for failure. Okay. Sorry.
CJ was a culture killer.
I know she was about to.
No,
She's ready to go some more. She's ready to go some more. Yeah.
I think the culture killer is just, I mean, it's a amalgamation of what you guys are saying. Shiv, I think it's starting the year with rules and what you can't do instead of what you can do. And I would say I do a similar activity. So for folks that are looking for like something to actually do, So I talk about myself in the beginning of the year, but then we do a project called Your Life Odyssey, and it's just 10 simple slides, right? What I want to know from my students is, between birth and now, what are the 10 things that made you into the human being you are today?
Can you please send that to me?
Yo, I will.
That's nice.
I'll give you the rubric. I got a rubric for everything. But what it does is, like, it allows kids in their words and what's important to them. So it's not on a 504, it's not on IEP, it's not on some parent intake form, something like that. It's what kids really think. And I'm telling, when I do it, I swear you know more about kids than anybody else in the building.
Come on.
Like, folks are we're in a meeting and folks are like, yeah, but he won't put his head up. He's just had his head down for like the whole first week of school. He's not doing any work. I'm like, yo, y'all know this. Grandpa's been sick all summer and he's been taking care of him, right? Like, do you know that little kid, like his dog died this summer? Like, and that was a big deal for him. Like, they're sharing stuff with you that they don't share anywhere else. Right. And it builds connection.
Because you asked.
Yes.
And it builds connection with the academic component, which a lot of people think that it's just like, we're just going to have a party and everybody's going to have Dr. Phil, like an Oprah show, and we're not teaching for a whole month. Woo, let's go.
But then we get scared because we call SEL and we don't want to do any of that stuff anyway. But that
is a way to build connection. And your kids probably have never been asked that.
No. So that's the other thing is, stop asking kids questions everybody else asks them about all the time. Yo, just like, how was your summer? Right? Like, some kids' summer sucked, man. And so it's asking them things like, I always tell teachers, like, I don't know, this is like different in different places, but like in Jersey, and then it was the same thing here in New Mexico, on backpacks, kids, no one will rock a shirt with a band they actually listen to, first of all, right? So everyone wants to wear a Nirvana shirt, but they don't know a damn Nirvana song. But they'll wear backpacks with patches and pins on them. So I'm always looking at kids' pins, and I'm like, yo, come tell me about this pin. I don't know what it is. Oh, it's this anime that I'm into that, like, they don't even have it in English rounds. You got to watch it on Crunchyroll, and I have to download this app and all this shit. So I keep cursing a lot today. I'm really bad. But it's I
don't know. It's YouTube.
You're in summer mode.
So but it's asking kids about that stuff. And then, what that other project does too, is that, like, kids will talk about the thing they're into, and then somebody else that was into that also, right? So, like, one time, this is the craziest example. I had a kid that talked about he played polo. Like, when you ride the horse and hit the ball with the stick and stuff, I'm like, bro, where in Philadelphia are you playing polo? Like, I don't even understand. And some other dude,
25th Street.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, oh, out on the plateau. So in the plateau in the park,
there's a place where everybody go.
It is, but apparently they're playing polo out there. Who knew, man? Yeah. So another kid stands up. He goes, "Oh no, yo, what team do you play for, bro? Stop it right now." They both played polo, and then they became friends for the rest of high school. So what you're doing is putting stuff out there that you love. That's right. Someone else can recognize that same thing, and then there's an instant connection with kids that didn't think they had a friend in class.
Literally.
So
I have this, like, kind of fake out assignment that I do. I do it at the beginning of every year, and I always stream it, like, in the beginning. And I literally talked to the kids about 4 terms. The difference between purpose versus joy, and the difference between purpose versus passion, and joy versus happiness. And within those conversations of defining those terms and what they mean to those kids, and then having deeper conversations about what they mean to their lives, I learned everything that I think is like needed to really understand, like, what is the currency to drive a kid, what matters to them, why do they have ambition, what is their ambition. And then it also lends an opportunity to have a real lesson in manifestation, honestly, and about how to create the lives that we want, even when we believe we don't have the resources to make it possible. Facts. And I showed to them that, like, given what I make as a teacher, my life ain't supposed to be possible. And so that everything that my life is a manifestation of intentional thoughts, detailed authority that I placed on my life about how I think about my life, what I ask for my life, and what I work towards for my life. And then having those conversations with it, I seen some sparks. I'm talking about, imagine a kid coming home to their parent and saying, listen, I had a lesson on how to dream right.
Yep.
I had a lesson on how to manifest. Like, who's getting mad at that? So yeah, that's how I'm going to spend my first 3 days. Like today, I sat there and I talked to my kids about purpose versus passion, about how passion is something that's self-serving, how it's only for you, and purpose is how we serve other people, and how we can monetize our purpose versus our passion being something that costs us. That's a deep conversation. And so now I got kids talking about what careers they really want with specificity, and me telling them, don't tell me you want to help other people, tell me how you want to help other people, and why you want to help other people, and who those other people actually are. Like, be specific about what it is that you want to do. And so those exercises for me have been like extremely enlightening. Folks are in the comments right now asking, like, what are some of the ways that you guys build relationships? So I'll throw it to the room. Lex, Mo, like, how do you guys build relationships? I guess Mo, for you with your staff, Lex, for you, like, with the kids,
with the babies. Go ahead, Mo.
Well, I mean, for that, it's really just like one by one. So one thing that I've been doing it for the last, like, maybe, I guess, like 3 or 4 years, is the first day that we come back, we do like a greeting in the morning. There's breakfast. And then, just so everybody knows whose faces are who, maybe just like a quick, like, get to know you thing. And then it's go to your classrooms and go, like, do what you got to do.
Ooh,
and so that. when so then when they go to their classrooms, I intentionally go to, especially the newer teachers.
Love it.
And I come in and I say, hey, is there anything that you need help with? Are there materials that you need right now? Like, what are you envisioning for your classroom? Like, how can I help? And it hasn't been a lot of new teachers, so it'll be like maybe like 2 or 3 people. And so then I'll have a conversation with them, and then I'll find out more things about them, like where they're from, what drives their aesthetic in their classroom. Because a lot of times it's very deeply personal for a teacher, especially for elementary teachers. It's not just some random theme they choose. They chose it for a reason, and you can learn a lot about a person by how they set their room up. I didn't say that. You said that.
I said it. I said it.
You said that. But no, like, a lot of times, like, and they'll have like personal items. So like, that's how I really get to know people. Like, on the first day, is I intentionally go to those people who I don't know very well, and I try to get to know them. And then also I'll connect them with other people in the school where they have commonalities. They have, it's the same interests. But I mean, it's the same thing with kids. It's one by one, brick by brick, fact by fact. Like, you just have to spend time with them. You can't say, all right, everybody go to your classrooms and go to work, and then you go in your office and sit there. Like, it don't work like that. Like, you have to get out there. And I always lead by example. So I don't mind getting my hands dirty. I'm pretty crafty. Hey, you need me to make something? You need me to cut something up? You need me to staple something? I can do that. And then they feel weird. They're like, why are you helping me? And I'm like, because I can. Like, like, they're like, and it's very strange to them. They think it's like a trap. And I'm like, no, I this is something I do. I walk around, I help people. I'm usually dressed pretty casually to help people. So, like, to help put things up. Like, I'm not, on the first day, I'm not in a 3-piece suit.
We senior casual though. It's like the shirt matches the pants and the sneaks and
right.
Right.
And the glasses.
But it's I'm not wearing a suit though.
Period.
No,
I'm not wearing a full on suit. Yeah.
My nails match what I'm doing.
You wearing a cap, a groundhog,
Disney.
a turtle. He coming to school as a Build-A-Bear.
Right.
She got all the costumes. Okay.
Yeah, she does.
And I've bought 6 more.
Oh God.
Oh, Lord.
I still want to donate a costume just for the hell of it, you know?
Yeah.
You too can sponsor a classroom. So my godmother, she sponsored a costume, and then somebody else in my family sponsored a costume. So they've just been like sending them.
I believe it.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Lex, what about you?
Well, we got the littles. So something about littles is they need structure. Okay. So there still has to be some sort of structure. I wish we could have these in-depth conversations from the beginning of the year. But they're talking about, my mama said, all the things. Okay. We got all the tea in kindergarten.
They be telling all their family business, don't they?
I like to eat tacos and watch movies. And that was not the question. So we can't do all that. However, from the jump, we want to think about how do we build trust and how do we build connection with our kids. And Mo kind of mentioned like love languages. So we think of touch, quality time, words of affirmation, gifts, and I'm missing one. Acts of service. So thinking about that and how we can embed that into my daily practice. So how are we greeting the kids? Are we embedding high fives, a hug if they feel comfortable? How are we, speaking light into our kids? How are we giving them praise or confidence? Kids need at least 7 to 1. They say 5, I say 7. 7 to 1, positive to negative. So are we speaking to our kids with light, or is everything we say a negative and then we just sprinkle a bit of positive? And that communication also reflects and is modeled how the kids speak to each other. So how are we building, how we speak to each other? What are some things that I'm doing for the kids that is not in need of, them doing something to be reciprocated? So out of love, I'm gifting them things, or we're having a fun lesson, or I'm giving them a little treat, not because they earned it or because I love y'all. How am I spending time with them? How am I making it intentional to, sit with each student throughout the week, or making a phone call home to their families, oh, little Johnny did a great job. Like, he was with it. Like, how are we being intentional about making that home connection as well? And, giving them their praise in that time. And then, time, physical touch, all the things. I think I said them all. So how are we doing that on a daily practice? And how am I intentional about that from the jump? And then we do, like, from the beginning of the year, modeling what my expectations are, and not just barking at kids and telling them, thinking they know what to do. So showing them and practicing and making it funny and joyful. Y'all know I got Chester, so he gonna pull up. But I think too, the last thing is, having conversations and embedding in literacy. Like, the first question I ask them is, what is love? How do you receive love? And how can we connect in love in our classroom? What does that look like? What does that sound like? How does it feel? And we make a chart about it. And I tie in our read alouds to show what is love and how do we build community. And we work on that. They create pictures. We have family pictures. So that's how from the start. And, we got music and we're all the things. But for littles, like, we still have the structure and routine, but those are ways you can build connection that's seamless, that isn't going to take up all your day, but it's impactful. And once the kids feel trusted and loved, they're going to be able to learn.
I love it. How do you, just because it's so different from high school, I'm sure, if the kid is not talking to someone with respect or kindness, or they're not sort of like doing how you're sort of setting things out in the beginning of the year. How are you redirecting that behavior to get kids to kind of check themselves?
So it's not more of a call out. It's a call to show. So you spoke like this. What is a better way that we can say it? And then I'll model it. And then, okay, so there's not like, because kids will be kids, especially these new kids, they different. Okay. And they're having withdrawal from tablets and phones at 5 and 6. And they have no communication skills because nobody talks to them at home, and they just on that tablet all day on that Roblox that needs to be banned for little kids. But that's a whole other conversation. So when you talk to them, oh, I noticed you said it this way, but in this classroom, we show love. This is how we can say it. Okay, now let's practice. Oh, so I'm observing what I'm seeing, and then we're taking it in a community meeting. How can we ask somebody, and we're asking these questions in our community meeting, how can we, talk to somebody when they're mad? And oftentimes kids are just reflecting what they're hearing at home. So if they snapping on each other, that's because that was what was modeled to them.
Yeah.
So you have to be patient, and you have to reteach, and you have to model and do it. Oh, like the first 2 months of school in kindergarten, maybe first, is like that newborn stage when they not sleep. And they crying every 5 seconds, and they're like, miss, teacher, and they wilding out.
Yeah,
that
is what kindergarten is, the first 2 months.
That's what freshmen are like the first 2 months, I think, sometimes too. But
there are a lot of parallels between those transition grades.
Yeah,
there are a
lot.
John Lopez is saying younger kids require guidance more when they're dealing with how to speak. Oh, sorry, the thing is jumping. With how to speak with others. Rakeem Jenkins is saying what's up to you too on here. Shiv.
What up, Rock? I see my brother.
I didn't know if you could see it.
Oh yeah. We see Rakim. We were waiting.
How you building?
We weren't going to interrupt the soliloquy from Alexia.
No, it's good stuff, man.
Yeah. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't fix your face. Fix your face.
But because how y'all gonna answer a question and it'd be like, "Oh, it was a long answer"? Because it wasn't. She didn't provide an answer.
I said it was.
You called it a soliloquy. That was shade.
Shade.
Saying y'all would imply that I did the same thing.
I remember that.
CJ's like, how I'm in it and I'm not in it.
Remember that, CJ.
I've been married for a long time, and I've learned. No, I'm just saying. So, no, watch this transition. So, Shiv, how do you build relationships with kids? And how you doing when it? I almost wanted to ask Shiv, what do you do when your kids don't ask to talk nice to one another, when they don't speak kindly to one another?
I don't tell them that what they said was a soliloquy. Oh man! Oh my God! What was the question again?
Yo, John Lopez said that was educational eloquence. Lex.
Period.
So.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Rakim said Alexia was giving a whole playbook.
Because Moneybags is over here thinking he's
Moneybags.
With your 1999 bulletin board outside your classroom. You want to come to me?
Yo, the teacher insiders are ruthless, yo. Ruthless. Dang. Be your own, y'all.
The question was,
be your own people.
Shiv, how are you building relationships with students? But I'm kind of wondering, like, outside of the classroom too, right? So I feel like there's all these things we can do inside the classroom, but like, I think part of the beauty of being a high school teacher is like, you get to see kids, as long as they're not a senior, you get to see kids ongoing. And that is, provides opportunity.
Literally the coolest part, right? So like, I realized the privilege of being like a high school senior teacher is that I get to see the fruit of my work soon. Right. So like today is the second day of school. I get the intercom comes over and just takes over the sound in your room, and they're like, boo,
yeah,
excuse me, Mr. Brooks. And I'm like, hello, Jesus. And they're like, you have a visitor. I'm like, visitor on day 2? Like, what? Now, backstory. I've had visitors who are like random people who found me from like off of Instagram who will pull up at the school like unannounced, no communicate, like this has happened, and they let them up, and I'll be like, who is this person? That has happened. But they're like, oh, so and so is here, and I'm like, all right, bet. I'm like, cool, let him up. Yo, it's one of my students that I had. He graduated class of 2018. Yeah, in another school district, at another school, the whole 9 yards. And he pulls up on me. He's on leave from the military. He's in his 5th year of the military. He gets deployed to Poland on Saturday, right? And he's like, yeah, man, I saw you were on live teaching your class, so I just wanted to come pull up on you before I got deployed. And it was just like one of the coolest moments. He brings all these notebooks of like drawings that he'd been doing. Now, dude used to sit in the back of class and like be drawing all the time. And I'm like, hey, bro, like, you gonna tap in or what? He brings his portfolio, all this work. This kid is like a master freaking artist, man. Like his work is so beautiful, and he's continued to do it. He draws like all these war scenes and things. He's like obsessed with military history and battles and things like that. And he says to me, he's like, now that I'm in the military, I'm 5 years in, I'm in the infantry, I'm kind of doing the grunt work or whatever, driving trucks and whatever. And he's like, what I've learned is like, we haven't learned our lesson. We're still doing a lot of the same thing. Some of the stuff that you talk to us about in class, I'm seeing like on the ground, and I'm like, dang.
That's it.
And so like this kid pulls up on me, and like, honestly, that was the highlight of like my first week back. Like, how many teachers get to say I get to see my student 8 years into their adult career come back and just say hello, And so for me, I love that. That was the peak of me. So how to build relationships, honestly, be authentic, be transparent, be real with your kids, having those conversations to like dig deeper than just the superficial stuff, figuring out what actually motivates them. And then honestly, showing love back to your students by giving them access to your network. That has always been my recipe and what I'm grateful for. So today was like the evidence of like seeds I planted from way, way, way back. Coming in today, like that did it. I love that.
Yeah.
I don't know, guys. That was like a soliloquy.
Oh, snap.
I definitely agree, Shivy. Well, I'm trying to have a sensible.
It looked like she was talking to you. She was waiting, like, yeah.
I was waiting.
Yeah.
It was going
45 seconds plus. Wait. Yeah, just wait.
Soliloquy.
She was waiting. I definitely agree. I know I talk about a lot about elementary school, but once upon a time, I used to be a middle high school AP. So I am seeing some of my students like in adulthood, like some like going into the military. Once she, oh God, I forget, she made sergeant already. And so like she has moved up in the Air Force, and now she's going to law school to get her Juris Doctor. Yeah. So like staying in contact with kids, like, and seeing the fruits of that labor, and, they'll come back and they'll be like, you know what, you were right. Or they're still asking for advice. Like, like I'm still a trusted adult to them, which is, that's dope. Like, being that person that like they can come to, it's that like, that just doesn't go away when you build that strong connection.
It's the greatest compliment, man. It is the greatest compliment.
The question, like, who is that teacher or those teachers that, like, if you on that roster, you in.
You good for life. You locked in.
Yep.
Yeah. John Lopez asked, have you ever had the children of your former students?
Not yet.
I would hope not, because that would be weird.
Yeah.
I have
Well,
not, but I've had multiple
not
generations of like brothers and sisters. That's
brothers and sisters, cousins, that sort of thing, but not kids yet. It's, you know, I think it is the greatest compliment, man, for when kids come back to see you. Because, you know, like sometimes it's dudes that like you didn't even know got down with you like that, or like they didn't even like your class like that, right? Yeah. And then you find out that like you said a thing one time and how much that impacted. They're like, I still remember this time you told us this. And I'm sitting there like, bro, I don't even remember that. Like, I don't remember that moment.
Yeah.
So I've had a number of those. I think, you know, one, my wife's texting me that dinner's ready, but I'm still going to give this answer. So I think, especially for folks, especially for folks that are like, if you don't come from the same, if I'm not even the same place as your kids, right? But like, let's say there's a big age gap, or you don't have the same interests as the students that are in your class, right? Maybe your kids are like way younger, or they're just in the stuff you're not into. I think the two things teachers can do to start immediately building rapport is, one, pay attention when kids are talking about stuff, and then go check it out, right? So like, I don't care if you don't watch anime. I don't care if you don't like Fortnite. Like, you should know that there's a Fortnite update coming on Saturday and that it has bugs are a part of it. And like, know the world your students are in, not to be cool, but just to be relevant and to show them that you care. Yeah. And then I think it's pay attention and follow up. So if somebody says like, it's a Friday, yo, what are you doing this weekend? My birthday's on Saturday. Yo, the first thing you should ask that kid on Monday is, how was your birthday? Like, or like if they offered that, right? Or if they said their dog's been, I don't know, I keep talking about dogs, probably because I love my dog, but like if their dog's been sick or something like that, follow up, yo, how's your dog doing? How's your grandma doing? How'd that thing turn out? How'd that job interview turn out? You know, like,
care enough to know.
Yes. And then follow up, like you really paid attention. Like, don't just talk to kids. We should be facilitating these conversations, not dictating conversations. And so I think those two things have served me really well.
Yes.
Well, CJ has to go to dinner, y'all. Before we leave, we have to plug Knowlej Con.
Talk about it.
LA.
Talk about it.
Here it is.
Like, where are the people?
Oh, wait.
It disappeared.
All right, so we got a new date. We got a new date for Knowlej Con. Knowlej Con's going down January 17th, 5:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. Yo, this is going to be a fire experience. For any of you guys, first off, if you're in the LA area, if you need a good excuse to come to LA, we got a whole weekend situation. Saturday and a Sunday. You can get a 1 day or a 2 day. But if I'm you, I want 2 days.
2 days.
2 days. I want to be there for both days. Listen, you're going to, first off, you're going to get to kick it with me. You're going to get to kick it with the wonderful Alexia. You're going to get to kick it with the wonderful Principal Mo. You're going to get to kick it with the pretty CJ Reynolds. You're going to get to kick it with Principal Cafele, Principal Rob, Dr. Chris Emden in the building, Dr. Sean Woodley, Teach, Hustle, Inspire. Like, bro, Victor Wang, yo, is going down.
Going down. And y'all can use the code RULES to get that discount.
Come on now.
Yes.
And it's a pretty good discount.
Rules.
Pretty good.
Rules.
So MLK weekend is going down. It's going to be a movie, y'all. So you got to be in the building. If you enjoyed your time with us here, it's only going to be better in person. So,
and the real is like, yo, we're going to be having some conversations that will serve as some of our episodes for the future Rules to Engagement. So like, this is the opportunity to be in the audience with us. This is the opportunity to be a part of the conversation that we have when we're having the tapings. This is the opportunity to honestly listen. I believe this. There's a world of us teachers who do the most.
Yeah.
Administrators too. We do the most. We team do the most. And it is hard living because we don't have many peers where we are. Let's just be honest about it. We don't have a lot of peers where we are.
That's the truth.
And so we have to create the village. We have to create the opportunity to be in community with other people who do the most too.
Yes.
This is that. You want to be team do the most. You want to be team. We about that culture. We about that life. We about these kids. Come pull up on us at Knowlej Con in LA because this is where we're going to be doing the most together.
Yeah, that's the truth, man. Iron sharpens iron is the real thing, and so maybe you don't have those folks in your school. Maybe you don't have them in your day-to-day life. You can make those friends. I mean, look at all 4 of us. We don't live anywhere near one another, right?
Can't walk to your house.
Yeah. It's like to be in that space. When we even did the filming for the first season of The Rules to Engagement, being around those people, man, I felt like I was like levitating on the way home. Like I just came home with a different kind of energy, and you could pull that back into your classroom. And I'll tell you what, like you'll feel it and your students will feel it too. So it is absolutely worth it. And look, y'all, if you can't afford it on your own dime, get your school to pay for it. Tell them to tap in those Title II funds, man. They got money for that stuff. Like, and it's not.
And they released them, so you should get them.
Yeah. So.
And I mean,
daddy, that system.
They got Klarna.
Because that was a little scary.
Yeah.
They got all the pays, the layaways. You can lay away your whole conference and make little payments.
Amen.
We got that Klarna. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Anything y'all want to end with?
Ain't nothing wrong with the little layaway.
Right. Been on it since Kmart. Don't play with me.
You gotta make it work, but be in the building, tap in with us. Also catch the next episode of Rules to Engagement dropping next month. No, this month. It's August.
August.
We got like a week or so.
Yeah, it's August. Yeah, a week and a half or so.
Yeah.
And if you haven't caught all the other episodes, we got mad episodes.
Yeah, catch up.
Catch up.
Yeah. Shout out to Rakim for tapping in. Shout out John Lopez. Shout out
John's the man.
Lane Events. Shout out Otherworldly Snails. All y'all people who have tapped in via.
Don't forget about
YouTube,
Tracy.
Instagram.
Don't forget about Tracy because she
Where
came
Tracy
live.
at?
Tracy and John.
Tracy flew all the way to
Tracy
California
Pinter.
to come see us. So
Big Tracy in the building.
Yeah.
Tracy Pinter or Pinter?
Pinter.
Tracy Pinter in the building. Shout out to you.
Nice. Well, look.
All right. Go ahead.
Don't y'all jump off. I'll end it, but don't jump off yet, so we can just close out. But thanks for being here, everybody. We'll see you next time. Anybody else got anything to say, or are we done?
Oh, can we do the Rules to Engagement? Let's see if y'all can do it right.
Let's try it. Who's kicking it off?
You got it. Well, thank you so much for tapping in with us. This has been a new episode of the
Rules to Engagement.
We'll get it right.
It's gonna work.
That's the end.